the less I say about Nyashinsky, the better.
I wanted to ask you about him. Because I saw he was performing on Sunday at 10 p.m. I was like, maybe I need to see how he was.
Okay, the only thing I'll say about the performance is the woman who was sitting next to me, we were just sitting on a bench just watching the show. At some point she said, "Sasa umse anafanya nini?"
Oh.
And I was like, okay, I think that's my cue to leave. Welcome to episode 8 of Breaking Hertz. Kama kawaida, it's me, Hafare, aka Mr. Metronome, aka your girlfriend's boyfriend. Hata mmefanya nisahau. Aka Rodney Malik Casino, aka Mr. Wonderful. Mimi nika Paul Ondorf. Nafanyanga ma damn elbow drop. And today, unfortunately, Suki wasn't able to make it to the recording.
Okay.
I got caught up Kiasi, but we are with Venant. It's a crossover episode, by the way.
Yeah.
The Wild Hearts.
Wildcard show, my friend. Wildcard show.
No, like sini the Wildcard Hearts. Ama kituka hiyo.
Wildcard Hearts.
Kituka hiyo. Hiyo true.
So yeah, mimi niko fiti. Just off from recording the FPL Wildcard show, mnafaa kuicheki. We just talk about football, banter and things interesting about ball that you guys need to know. We also talk about FPL, where he's been crushing it. And it has been amazing.
Triple captain, Maze. This points come at least niko number 4 kwa league, chasing that number 1 spot.
Yes, yeah.
But still league ya good company niko like number 800 and something, Maze.
It's not too late, man.
Sina nguvu ya kwenda lakini 50k ni enough motivation.
50k is enough and also a title that nobody can say akonayo. Like you can say you have the title once you in the league.
Kuna trophy na piano?
Yeah, there's a trophy.
There's a trophy?
Yeah, there's a trophy on top of 50 Gs.
I want the trophy.
Yeah.
Nataka 50 Gs iletwe ikiwa ndani ya trophy.
Wow. So what's up, niambie, man? How's the weekend? And tell me.
Me niko easy. Before we go to the weekend, let me just go through some of the new music I put out that I listened to this week. Honestly, this week I didn't have as much time as I would have wanted to listen to a lot of music. Because nimekuwa nje, like
you've been on a partying spree.
Nimekuwa on a bender.
Oh.
Yeah, like the Futurama character. So anyway, some of the few things I checked out this week. Salt, if you don't know who Salt is, please check him out. He put out an EP called Angel, which is actually just one song, and it's together with Chronics, but that song is 10 minutes long.
Wow.
And it breaks and changes and morphs all along as it continues. It's really good. It's very reggae inspired. If you like kama unapenda hizi ngoma za Chronics.
Yeah.
Very
Chronics. Yeah.
Deep, very introspective reggae he makes. Very personal.
Musema ngoma za Chronics, the way it's constructed, it's a bit different from the other usual. You know, like sometimes when you hear a dancehall artist has a new song, you can already picture how that song will be. But somebody like Chronics, Amateur Protege, who I follow him on Spotify, when he releases a new project, it's a new song. It's different from the other single.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So there was that. There was The Missing Piece by Mikala Jene. R&B. If you like R&B, by the way, I've really been listening to a lot of R&B recently.
How come?
See, for too, like R&B is good music.
I thought you inspired.
No.
Mama that you like or something that she reminds you of a certain artist or a certain song. You know, like with R&B, most of the times when us dudes we listen to the song, like it kind of reminds you of a certain moment you were in life, probably with someone. So that's what like.
I've been listening to a lot of 90s R&B. Alafu sasa imetransition. I've been looking for new artists to listen to. Mikala Jene, The Missing Piece. I wouldn't say it was great, but I wouldn't say it was bad either.
Is it a song that you can?
No, it's an EP.
EP that you can listen to like on a company or.
No.
Was it suited for?
It's very personal, and R&B is very personal. Hata ukisikianga ngoma za R&B zikiplay kwa club, if you listen to the lyrics, you're always like, "Wait, what the fuck?" As in, also remember very personal things.
It's as if they were there.
Yeah, like ingoma ilifaa kuimbiwa mtu mmoja, but you're in the club, kila mtu akimba, "Can we talk for a minute?" But it's a very personal song. Yeah. So, should you listen to it? Yes, I am recommending. Kama unataka kusikiza, it's not a bad project. It's not like the best project you listen to, but it's not a bad one. There's always gonna be like, I believe in rating things on a should you listen to it yes or no scale. Like, despite the graphs nilileta, I don't really believe in numbering. I just use that to prove a point. Should you listen to it, yes or no? Yes. And I will put my recommendations up chini.
So
There was also Doom by Cleopatrick. Cleopatrick are an Australian rock band.
okay.
Yeah, and they fuse rock and hip hop to a sense. They have a lead rapper. They don't have a lead singer per se.
Okay.
So the lead vocalist raps and sings half and half. It feels close to like Sonomka Walk This Way. Yeah, Aerosmith and whatever. Aerosmith and Run DMC. It's like the 80s.
Kitambo,
Yeah.
back in
So
the days.
it's similar to Rage Against the Machine, Pia. Not in stylistically, not thematically, because Rage Against the Machine are very political, very driven by their beliefs. But this thematically, it's not the same, but stylistically, it's the same.
Okay.
Very heavy riffs, very heavy guitar riffs, very strong drum solos, a lot of rapping and singing in between. So yeah, I really liked it. You guys should listen to it. Then I revisited an old classic,
Which one?
Cigarette Boats, Currency and Harry Fraud. Came out 10 years ago. 5-song EP, and I believe some of the best production in my skia from a hip-hop project.
Was it tulikuwa tuna reminisce a certain milestone of the project? Or we just randomly just
I saw somebody tweeting about it. Like, they were tweeting about actually Harry Fraud producing for Pusha T, and then somebody said the best production he ever did was Cigarette Boats, and I'm like, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And it's part of a series of over 4 EPs that are all aquatic themed. Cigarette Boats, the Marina, Regatta, all of them are aquatic themed. So the production is amazing. Kwanza kuna ngoma inaitwa 67 Turbojet on there. Weh!
That's your recommended pick for us
Aye.
guys to listen to
Yo kitu
today.
ukiisikiza, say magnifique. You will ascend. Hata toa the rap, like just give me the production too. Way. And it's a 5-song EP, 14 minutes, you are done.
So you think Harry Fraud na Currency too is the best pairing? Because Harry Fraud nimemsikia na certain artist, they both blend well.
Harry Fraud is really good at elevating artists. He's the reason people find French Montana bearable, by the way.
Okay.
Because literally people will say, like, the only reason I listen to French Montana is because I know Harry Fraud is going to give him a fire beat.
Yeah.
Even Harry Fraud's French Montana's breakout single, Short Caller,
yeah.
that was Harry Fraud beat.
Yeah.
Like with the sax and everything, that was Harry Fraud. So Harry Fraud is really good at working with individual artists. He did, was it this year? He did The Plugs I Met 2 with Benny the Butcher.
Oh yeah, that was a dope song. I
He
remember.
did last year, he did a project with Jim Jones. I don't know if it's, no, last year Pay did a project with Dave East. There's some really good projects putting out.
Something Hoffa.
Yeah.
Hoffa.
Yep, you're Hoffa.
Yeah, Hoffa,
so
yeah.
he's doing really good work with artists. But I feel like when him and Currency meet, him and Action Bronson, him and Riff Raff, he gives them the best beats. And Riff Raff, there's a song of his produced by Harry Fraud called Bad on a Wire.
Bad on a Wire.
BIRD, bad, like Ndege, on a wire.
Yeah.
The beat is insane, and it has two of the best verses from Action Bronson and Harry Fraud. And it actually turned 10 years old, like a few weeks back. So this is such an interesting, nostalgic dive. True. But yeah, listen to Harry Fraud. And then finally there was Lamu Nights, came out this week by Octopizzo. And personally, by the way, I have not been the biggest Octopizzo fan for a while. I've been quite critical of him, but this was a really, really, really good project. The production is same.
It's a whole project.
Yeah, it's a full album.
Okay.
Some of the best features you'll see, and I feel like he allowed the features to shine throughout the album because he has. Let me just go through the feature list right now.
That's interesting. Sikujo Octopizzo has our project out.
Yeah,
that's somebody who I usually look up to, like in terms of how he does his projects.
Like there's Lisa Odornoa, Wendy K, Jivu, Tito Wagidhomo, Okelo Max, Brooklyn Boys, and other guys. And it's not even that long of an album. It's 32 minutes long, 10 tracks, 32 minutes long, and it is really, really good. Once again, somebody told me yesterday that Octo is not the best rapper, but he's a really good artist. He understands the bigger picture. Like the production has to be this way, the song has to feel like this. This is the vocalist I want. And it works. Like you don't have to be technically like a lyrical miracle criminal individual. No.
Him is just simple. Like I think he pictures like the end goal. Antaka mtu mtani amsikie. Also he wants like the international sponsors and other people to also kind of see what he does. So I think when it comes to like his lyrics, he kind of like nurtures to us. But when it comes to the music video, is when I will see Kibera in a new perspective, and he's like advocating for international viewers. So I feel he does a great job creative in terms of him being creative. The challenge that I have with him sometimes is the content of his songs, because sometimes you feel like you've heard this song before, especially with these hits, the singles. But when you now listen to the projects, like there's this one that he did with UN, I've forgotten, some years back.
I remember.
Yeah. I love that song because it's a bunch of people that we don't know, but they're just put in one room and a dope project was released.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Lamuna, I feel like when Suki is back, we'll discuss this more because she really liked it. That's for next week. And I think that's everything I listened to this week. So back to your question, how was my weekend? Weekend nimekuwa tu outside nikitembea nikiona watu nikikunywa pombe hapa na pale. But I finished my weekend at Oktoberfest.
Wow. How was it by there?
Literally jana, I have not slept vizuri in like 4 days.
Hey, Shwan, you're strong.
I have not like I'm
You're
operating
strong.
on like 15 hours of sleep across 4 days. So but we saw it. Anyway, Oktoberfest was good.
Any performance or something that us guys need to know, because Miss ko attend and I'm yet to see the pictures and the media online.
I saw a few. Analokanga had a great performance. That was really dope. I got there near the end of Major's set. I hear he had a good set. The less I say about Nyashinsky, the better.
I wanted to ask you about him. Because I say he was performing on Sunday at 10 p.m. I was like, maybe I need to see how he was.
Okay, the only thing I'll say about the performance is the woman who was sitting next to me, we were just sitting on a bench just watching the show. At some point she said, "Sasa umse anafanya nini?"
Oh.
And I was like, okay, I think that's my cue to leave.
Yeah.
Then Wakadinali had an amazing set.
I think they performed the same time.
They performed immediately after Nyashinsky, but they were on stage 2, and everybody was asking, why are these guys on stage 2? They should be stage 1.
Like the main stage.
They should be the main stage. They had pulled in such a huge crowd. Way. Watu walikuwa wamejaa huko. And it was so much fun to see just Kenyan music shining in that way. I feel like when I was watching the Nyashinsky performance, I was a bit disappointed because it was not up to par, by the way.
Based on the studio, the stage setup, performances,
everything. Like the band was great. Like the live performances were amazing. Like the band was good. I just feel he didn't have the energy, and he was trying something different. Which no knock against him. I don't know him as a person. Maybe that was just a artistic decision. But I don't think it worked. Because a lot of the people who are watching the performance, you kuna diehards who will always cheer for whatever. Yeah. But if you're coming in there as a neutral, you would not have been impressed by the performance.
There was nothing so wow about his performance.
He was just walking back and forth. The band really did a good job, though. I really want to give the band a shout out. They did a great job. And it was so good to see so many people come out just to support Kenyan artists.
As they should.
3 days headlined by Kenyan artists, and all 3 days were packed. Because even Sunday, nilikuwa nashangaa. Wakenya kwani wanataki kazi?
No, guys go to work. Bro.
Yeah.
But now, because you've talked about Nyashinsky and you said it was just meh like that.
It was really underwhelming.
What do you think Kenyan artists could do to just improve on their stage performance when they have these shows? Because, man, I'm sure the numbers behind this fest was something else.
Okay, hapo hivyo ni kitu ngumu kujibu because at the end, I am also not a stage performer, wajua. But there are artists who know how to give good shows. And it comes with the energy, it comes with preparation. There's so many little things little tidbits of a good show that need to all come together and kitu ikuwe amazing. Unanicheki?
True.
So at the end of the day, I feel like I wouldn't be well placed to speak about it, but there are artists who are doing it right. So if you want to do a good performance, go look at the artists who are doing it right. Because the person next to me said Sauti Sol would not have given us a live show like this.
So who in kwa hiyo event like gave you such a performance that will be like, hey, maybe if
the Wakadinali performance was great. Like even for like walikuja na mtaa yote mzima kwa stage. No, ni for real. No, but the performance was really like, shout out to those niggas by the way. Like they had proper dancers on stage, and it was such a small crowded stage, and those guys were like hitting moves on beat. In a point, the whole crowd was anticipating for the beat drop to see what this guy's gonna do. Like one dancer comes in front and a dance, and when the beat drops, they do something crazy, and then they go to the back. Somebody else comes in. Your rotation, not checky, and that really
as they're performing too, or they're performing, then these guys perform, and then they continue.
These guys are rapping in the back, like they're rapping on the side of the stage in the back, but the center of the stage it's the dancers. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Now I kind of miss the show now.
We perform and ilikuwa imejaa. Like I was at the second stage before they started performing. Tulikuwa na watu. Then ulisikia tu Wakadinali wanakuja hapa. You could just see a stream of people. And I felt so happy to see that these guys really do have the streets, as in kila mtu alikuja kuona Wakadinali. We were there, tunaangalia hivi. It was like Oktoberfest 2019 on Sunday. Huge crowd. We had just gone to see Samido. I don't even speak Kikuyu. Meta sijui wanasemanga nini kwa hizo ngoma. Lakini nilikuwa na watch Samido, like tulikuwa crowd kubwa sana, 2:30 am, all of us just watching Samido perform. Everyone is happy, everyone is hyped.
So you kind of got the same feeling watching Wakadinali perform.
Wakadinali by the way say like the sky is the limit. How does everyone in the crowd know your song word for word? Explain that by the way.
Perhaps the biggest group we have in the country, Wakadinali.
It depends on your definition of big. When I define big
in terms of the impact that they have for society. Like the Geri Nengi song, children know it like word to word.
Geri Nengi national anthem, that's what I call it.
Exactly. So that's an impact. That's like, I don't know of any big group right now who are having such an impact from the local market towards us in Kenyans in terms of consuming music.
I would agree actually. Like Wakadinali have the streets because again they're artists who might be bigger. I mean, it depends on how you define big. Because the artists who are on stage, who are on the main stage, you might say that they are bigger. Because Fena was performing on the main stage, Major was performing on the main stage. I don't know if Savara performed on the main stage. I'm not really sure.
I'm not sure about that.
Because I wasn't there on Friday, but there are artists who are considered bigger. But I don't think any of those artists are as popular as Wakadinali. Wakadinali have the streets. You'll hear Wakadinali song anywhere, anytime. Like kwa Nduthi utasikia, ukienda kwa Butchery utasikia, kwa Kinyozi utasikia. Those guys have the streets. Their music is being played everywhere, but not in the sense that, how can I put it? It's like, you see, when you're a rapper, people know who you are, but you don't chart. But everyone knows your songs.
Yeah.
Like it's being played everywhere, but it's being played in places that can't be tracked. Unaona? So like, hakuna chart data for that, where they can put it on a chart and say, actually, this is the number 40 song in America. Yeah. So you are really big, but to the people who matter, like the people who are supposed to sign the checks and give you the stage, kupatia pesa, you are not that big. Literally, Wakadinali weren't even on the bill. Unajua hivyo?
I didn't know that.
They were not on the bill. They were not built to perform. When the lineup came out, people on social media, like wakauliza ABL,
where's the guy?
Wakadinali we are not coming. That's how you have the streets. Because I think whoever was making that decision to not get them to perform, alikuja akaambia, by the way, itabidi uwekea wase regardless of how you feel or whatever metrics you use to judge success.
These are the people who are bringing in numbers to the show.
People so are like, kuna public demand.
Yeah.
Wakadinali have the streets. Also in Kyoko, just a few things. I met a lot of fans of the show. I was really happy, Mazi. Guys who are listening to the show.
What are they saying?
No, they were saying it was good. Like, they were saying it was good. Some of them were asking me, unarudi mics are open lini?
When do you intend to go back?
No, that is, and for anybody who's watching who wants to ask me that question, I told them this kitu rahisi sana. Don't ask me that question. Ask Jimani. Niyo true, like, I am not the part. If you want me back on that show, just let the people who make the decisions know that, again, I want Hafare back. We shoot in the same studio. See it in Itungumu.
Yeah, it's something that can happen ASAP. So G, Hafare, man.
The fans wananiuliza and then there was one person when aliniuliza something, actually two people waliniuliza something interesting. Aliniuliza, why do you have beef with Calvin? Again, guys, I just want to point this out because that ikuwe misconstrued. I have no beef with Calvin. None at all. Like
Calvin is people's.
It's all love and respect to that man. He's doing a great job. He's a great guy. This is
great
entertainment.
Podcaster.
Yeah.
Podcaster in chief.
Yeah. This is entertainment, bro. I'm just trying to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Don't usiwatch episode udhani ati mimi tunachukiana or something.
Like, don't take it personal on his behalf.
Yeah. It's all love over here,
it's all love, man. We're one big family, tunaishi poa, and yeah.
Yeah. There was something else I wanted to talk about.
Let me know.
But let me go through my notes. We have notes, by the way. We just don't come here and just start speaking. To go on preparation. Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
There's a song nilisikia last week. It's a new song by Shaggy. And I didn't hear much this weekend, but this song, I kind of like it. I'm just scrolling through it to let you know the name because it's called Halawala. It's by DJ Bliss and Shaggy.
But I'll get to it.
It's a dope song. Like, if you're looking for that party song to just dance out to ladies, that's that song, man.
There was something that happened. I don't know if you saw it, if you guys saw it. Diamond put out a new single. I've forgotten the name. Let me go kidogo too, because it should be
here. Let me just look for it.
And somebody on social media put up a snippet. His latest single. It was Diamond. No, not Diamond. Mbosso and Diamond.
Okay.
So somebody put up like a snippet comparing that song and "Peace Be Upon You" by what's his name? That one. Khan. Yeah, by Ashake.
Yeah.
"Peace Be Upon You," and it is literally the same song. And Byron, you saw that, didn't you?
Yeah.
And also there's an interpolation of Adiwele. I don't know if he's saying Ati Wewe ama kituka hiyo. Adiwele, ndio. Yeah. So
that's funny.
And this is a discussion we actually had with Suki when we were leaving the last session at record.
Okay.
Regarding Diamond's how can I say, liberal creative choices. He's been accused a lot of times of just stealing
other people's stuff.
Yeah, like it sounds a lot of the time what is anatoa ngoma. You're like, wait, I've heard this song before. Did he put out Jeje ama Jere? Jeje, yes. Jeje is just a copy of Whiskey's Joro.
Like, if you listen to it,
if you like, you can stop watching this and just go back and listen to it. It's a copy of Whiskey's Joro. When he's shooting videos, like somebody will always point out, this video is exactly like Toby Nwego's video. This video is exactly like Kali Uchis' video. So he has a tendency of
copying other people's
I don't want to say copying, I just want to say liberal, creative choices. No.
Is he out of creative juices?
I wouldn't know, but at the end of the day, he was like, if you listen to the songs, and I don't know what happens, maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe everything here, this is just a big conspiracy against him. But if you do listen to the song, the way, even the melodies, the way it's produced, it sounds so similar. Peace Be Upon You and that song, it was Khan. It sounds so similar. You have to you sit and think like, was this on purpose? Amma, what do you think? Like, is this something he's doing on purpose or what?
I think at some point artists, they're out of ideas. And some people take a break from music, they go, they recharge. And then now there's the other likes of now, this Come Here Diamond now, where you're now copying music or, So it's not a dope thing to do, and it kind of, Musema, it chisels your success, pole. Because itafika mahali, yes, you have a new song, but you've had this song 10 times before. So if it reaches a point where your fans are literally pointing out your BS, then you need to take a break.
Okay, but here's the thing. I feel like Diamond's core fan base don't care. Like that song will still get rotation in the club. The people who plays Diamond, like, do you know somebody who's a big Diamond fan?
Yeah.
Like a few, but now they are not musically inclined. They don't listen to like that much music to the point where they would even be aware that this was a copy. I don't think his fan base is that exposed to as much music as you would think to even care that this man is copying. And even if they did, whatever allegations are being put out, even if they got proven true, they still wouldn't care.
They wouldn't care because for them, so long as he releases good music, they're good.
They're good. Like Diamond's biggest market, I think, in Kenya, not even TZ. Yeah.
At some point it was like that. Like at some do you remember at some point where we were talking about play Kenya music, and the Wasafi crew had an event in Kenya and it had more people than our own shows. You remember? Yeah. So I kind of agree with what you say when you talk about Diamond having so many fans in Kenya. But that is bad. If people can point out your song and point out where you copied it from,
but if people don't care,
actually, no. I think
if people don't care, what's stopping you from doing it? If you're gonna still get paid regardless, if the guys who are listening to your music are gonna stream it regardless, why would you stop copying music? Because if nobody's going to stop you, Sindio. Like nobody's going to sue you, give you copyright infringement, Sindio. That's the first thing. So you can just get away with it on a legal level.
True.
On an audience level, your audience will listen to whatever you put out. So why would you even bother to work hard on something when you can just look at something somebody else created? Afu seme, let me just take this here because nothing is going to happen to me.
In life, hatupendangi shortcuts, man.
But kama zina work.
Yes.
You know, somebody told me.
You know, at that point, I have to ask now, like, are you doing it for music? Or are you doing this because you're milking an opportunity?
Yeah, it could be either. Because at the end of the day, somebody told me, like, if a shortcut gets you to a place faster, that isn't a shortcut. That is the correct route.
Yeah.
Unaona? Kama kuna barabara inanileta kwa studio 30 minutes quicker, that is the route I should be using all the time.
True. But you can also show up at a place unprepared. Meaning, you can be copying all these things, na easy time in Africa, but at some point, people will want a Diamond song.
What's a Diamond song, really?
Where he himself, okay, a good example of the Diamond songs. Somebody told me before he did the Rick Ross songs, that song, the 2015 Diamond towards 2017, 18, they were saying that was the real Diamond, like in terms of content, because his music was so good but now it kind of feels like it has been watered by commercial success, where he's still making songs, but it's not as dope as the way it was back then.
But, okay.
So that's the beef with artists, and now when it comes to now copying. You know, you can release a song every week. Russ did that. You can release a song every week until you finally make it. But at the same time, you also have to release quality.
But you see, here's my thing, and I'm not supporting this, by the way. I'm just trying to maybe look at the other side. When you're telling me Diamond used to put out like really good music 2015, isn't the goal of success to work less? Isn't the goal of making it so that you can do less, so that you don't have to work harder?
So even if you're doing it less, quality, you should still release quality. You know a lot of hip hop. You know, for example, like when Ransom or Nas or Tech 9 releases a project, you definitely know this is not some bullshit. This is not some I'm chasing a hit or some World Cup or some tournament or some soundtrack to a movie. You know, like there's some good stuff coming out. And when it's Diamond, who's arguably one of the biggest talents in East Africa, and this is what guys are saying about you.
No, but umesema point kitu ndaka kushoto. Umesema that some guys are chasing like World Cups and endorsements.
They're chasing money.
Maybe that's his game plan. Maybe for him, he doesn't care about the artistry. He doesn't care about he doesn't care about the intricacies and everything and making a good album. He cares about how far my song will go. What's the easiest way to make the most successful song and make the most money? Maybe that's his game plan. And I that's all. Like we are all just, like, how can I put it, theorizing here, because we don't know that man atumjui, so we don't really know what goes in his head. But at the end of the day, there's that pattern of people finding creative similarities very stark creative similarities between the music he's putting out and other projects. And I don't know why he's doing it, but if it's working for him, I can't knock a person for doing something that's working.
True.
He's not breaking any laws. He's not hurting anybody.
But you're not genuine. You're not Diamond. Actually, you're Cop or something. Like, at that point, you're not Diamond. You might be Cobalt or something because you're no longer your true essence.
Maybe
it's no longer you. I don't mind sampling songs, borrowing flows from other rappers and stuff. I only care about the execution. And if I listen to your song and it reminds me of another song, you kind of failed. Because I'm supposed to listen to your song and listen to it again and again and again. But the more I listen to it, it's like the more I think about another song or another project or another song that Nashuku umeiba flows from.
Yeah, but
it kind of...
That's a valid point, yes.
Yeah.
But Pia, let me go back to the first point. He knows his audience doesn't care.
Oh, okay.
I think he knows whatever happens,
So
his audience
anything
doesn't
that
care.
has my printing...
Yeah. Ni kama nikuulize hiki tu. Campus, high school, wherever. If you knew that a teacher would come and give you an exam and not even invigilate, so you niggas would just cheat.
Easily.
So no, like it's not that Pia.
There's no threat.
There's no threat, and the ease of opportunity is there, and there is no even threat of like repercussion. This dude will give you an exam and just leave.
Yeah.
Unauza bishti yako we number 2 ulipata nini?
Chukua ate answer sheet yangu yote.
Sindio? At that moment you don't feel like you're not being genuine. You're just taking advantage of an opportunity.
Same with Diamond now. At this point you're just releasing music and the quality that people know you for, it's kind of fading away.
Yeah. Now there's one more thing I want to talk about before we end the show.
Okay.
And I had this discussion with
Suki.
a friend of mine. No, Suki. A friend of mine, Juzi. If you follow like gaming or like the YouTube creator space, you know like all these big video streaming companies, Twitch, YouTube, Mixer ilikufa, like Facebook Gaming, all of those platforms are now signing creators to exclusivity contracts.
True.
So you're seeing somebody like Ninja or Shroud getting like 20 million, 30 million, Tim the Tatman. You're being paid a lot of money just to put your content on one platform for a specific period of time. And they told me that at some point it's going to happen with artists.
Okay.
In the sense that we have so many of these streaming platforms. There's YouTube Music, there's Amazon Music, there's
Even
Apple
now
Music.
TikTok is...
Yeah, even TikTok have their, like, TikTok might set up their own DSP soon.
I think they have already started that process.
They have their own, like, it's called SoundOn.
Yeah.
It's not a DSP. You can't stream music on there, but you can distribute music through them. So they might set up their own streaming service soon. So all these streaming services that are out there, one of them is going to say, wait, let's just sign Drake.
Draco is already on a big deal right now.
No, not. They're not going to sign like him to a label. They're going to sign him to put his music exclusively on a streaming platform for a specific period of time.
Okay.
Sign Drake. Anybody, like Taylor Swift. Tidal might come and tell Taylor Swift, here's 100 million.
Bring like,
your entire catalog is exclusive to us for the next 5 years. It cannot be streamed anywhere else.
I think that's a good strategy for the DSPs. However, it kind of cripples the artists. Because as an artist, you'd like your content to be available at any given point at any given time.
Okay, yes, there's that. And again, Leona sound very capitalistic. But at the end of the day, isn't the point of your content being everywhere and everywhere to get paid? So if somebody can...
If somebody can
pay you and just cut out the middleman, cut out the streams, cut out the everything, they can just pay you and say, you know what? Here's 100 million up front. Just put your catalog on here for 5 years.
Also, you have to look at, yes, you're getting 100 million to put, let's say, my songs on Spotify. But then you also have to look at the opportunities that you get also posting on other platforms.
But which opportunities are these? Because I've been thinking about it, and literally, there is no logical, there's no logical reason why an artist should refuse this. Like, for real, just think about it.
Really?
Yeah. If video and if video people like what wako stream, sindio? These video creators are getting given 30 million, 40 million to go stream to a platform. They lose funds, yes. But at the end of the day, after 5 years, after your contract is over, you can always go back to where you used to be before and get your funds back, and you'll still have 30 million more in the bank. Not Alex Jones, this other dude. Joe Rogan. Spotify gave Joe Rogan 100 million. 100 million US dollars.
Was it 100 or 2?
It was 100.
What was 100?
To be exclusive on Spotify.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what happens when the deal is done. That Joe Rogan is always going to leave Spotify and have his fan base. He can always go back to doing what he used to do before. But the difference is now he'll go back with 100 million more. So if an artist comes through, like Kasa Easy, if Spotify Kenya approach Sauti Sol and offer them $4 million for their catalog for 3 years, what reason does Sauti Sol have to say no?
When they look at how much they can make without that deal, you also have to factor in that. But yes, you're making. You said 4 million. Let's use 4 million. Yes, you're making 4 million with Spotify, and it's 5 years.
3 years, let's say.
3 years. I can also look at it this way. What if we actually work hard for these 3 years, and we actually get 2 million?
Bro, you've lost 2 million, Basi.
No, it's even though we've lost 1 million, but we have the freedom.
No, again, they're not being stifled in any way in recording. They're not being told what to record. They're not on a label contract where they have to give the money back. They can record anything they want. And the catalog that exists already, like hakuna hata kazi unafanya, this is something that already exists. All these guys are just taking your catalog and locking it behind their platform. They're only putting it behind a gate because they want users as the streaming platform. They want users to come who listen to Sauti Sol. If you want to stream a Sauti Sol song, you have to go to a specific place. And I feel like that's where the industry is going. Because now, you are seeing all these artists who are selling their publishing rights.
Yeah, by the way.
The people who are buying these publishing rights are venture capitalists, like venture capital firms like BlackRock, whoever. Those guys are going to want to get as much money as possible from their investment. And it's going to lead to a point where they're offering, like Future Soul's catalog for 70 million.
75.
Yeah, 75.
Yeah.
And they're going to come and tell like a streaming platform, you have to pay us now to have this catalog. Like we paid for it, now you're going to have to pay us, like exclusivity or something like that. Because the industry is trending that way. The only thing I feel like exclusivity as you work, the only market squeezing like movies only. Actually, even in the same sense, movies are now being exclusive to platforms. Because a big budget movie could come out and you could go to any cinema and watch it.
True.
Any cinema. So a movie will come out and it will be exclusive to
Netflix or Hulu or HBO.
And now there's that bidding war where these people are paying these creators a lot of money to Kuja Martin Scorsese, come and make a movie for Netflix. That movie could have been on any theater, anywhere, in the world. Now, get a watch. You'd have paid 1,200 shillings, watch that movie and left. But now that movie is specifically on Netflix, unless you're a pirate. Sindio? Logically, it means that the next step in this evolutionary process is going to be.
So you're looking forward to creators being paid?
I want creators to be paid. I really want to see who would be the first person who will do it. Because it's not at this point, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because that is the trend. If video creators are being paid, if podcasters, audio content creators are being paid, if movies are now exclusive on streaming platforms, it's not far-fetched to think that in the next few years, artists are going to be exclusive to streaming platforms. Because Apple Music have the money.
Hey,
Spotify have the money. They are backed by a lot of money.
TikTok has a lot of money.
Amazon Music has a lot of money. Yeah. So Amazon Music might just come and tell, what's this guy? Taylor Swift, your whole catalog. Justin Bieber, your whole catalog. 1 year, unalock 1 year, and then unaendelea. Case in point, when the band put out their first album, Made in the Street, which is a really good album, by the way. Really, I recommend that album.
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
it's
awesome.
really, really nice. One of the better Kenyan albums to come out in the last few years. It had a timed exclusivity. And that's also another thing that would happen, timed exclusivity, where you could only listen to it on Boomplay for 1 month. The only place it was available was Boomplay. And then after 1 month, then it goes out to other DSPs. So you see already the framework is there. And I feel like this is something that's going to happen in the industry sooner or later. Sooner, actually, rather than later.
I feel it should happen yesterday, but my beef with the DSPs now is usually payment. Like pay the artist fairly, man. Just pay the artist fairly.
In this case, Sasa, it's not about, in this case, it's not about payment. The payment should be an issue because they're paying you upfront.
Yeah, but still, you can pay somebody 4 million for exclusivity, but his real value might actually be 10.
Yeah,
or 15,
but that's
or 20. That's what I mean when I say.
See, that's the gamble. See, that's the basic gamble
artists.
in all business, that you try to extract as much value from your investment as possible. Sindio? So when they're paying you 4 million, they know they're going to get back maybe 8. They're going to get back.
No, they're going to get back 15.
Yeah,
or
15.
20 or
Sindio?
something, because they're going to promote your project to everywhere. For example, if it's South East Soul, everywhere in Africa.
No, I get
as
that.
Soon as you log
I get that. But at the end of the day, $4 million up front without signing a contract where they're going to take your money, where they own your music. The music is still yours. It's just exclusive to a platform for a certain period of time. They don't own your music. They don't own the recording process. Literally, the only thing they do is pay you so that they own the right to allow people to listen to your music. That is an investment that makes sense to me as an artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
there are no scammy contracts. There's no if you don't hit a certain target, we'll fund you. We'll forward this man. No. It's all, here's some cash. Here's some cash. We want your catalog and any other music you'll put out in the next 3-4 years for that time. No, and timed exclusivity ata.
Okay. When you word it that way, then now it kind of makes sense. In
As an
terms
artist,
of,
if I was managing an
especially
artist,
if you are earning nothing right now.
And imagine if your back catalog is earning you peanuts and somebody comes to pay you
$4 million US. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, I think nimeongea sana leo.
Hey, it's fun. Come on, it's fun. I'm learning as I'm also being on the show, and wow, I have a lot of questions that I need to ask, but tunaweza ongea hadi kesho.
We are out of time, shida sasa. Hizo swali tutajibu next week. Next week. So anyway, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here with us. Make sure to catch the wild card. Every Wednesday with Eric and Venant.
And Brian.
The mics are open. Every Friday.
10 a.m.
Grouchy ni Sato. Yeah. The wake up call, Nayanga lockdown sessions, wake up call.
Yeah.
And always turn on notifications, subscribe, comment, all those good things.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
It's been episode 8. See you later.